morning. So didn't get started as early as I wanted. There was talk of thunderstorms and there was rain, so I decided to wait a little while. But it looks like I'm going to be heading out pretty soon. It's going to be some pretty strong winds tonight, so I'll probably be staying in a shelter. Try to map things out for the next couple days. Despite all my talk about not doing, huge going overboard with food, I went overboard with food, but this time I did it on purpose. I'm carrying 5 days worth of food with me, and that should take me all the way to Daleville. So I think I did a really good job of actually just getting what I need, but because it is 5 days, it is heavy. So that's about it. I slept pretty well, and I'm gonna go pack my stuff up and get out of here. That's all I got. That's the New River down there. We're getting really close to where I went to school in Blacksburg, Virginia. I used to come down to the New River, go swimming, hang out. It's good times. Yeah. April 1st, day 56, 19.7 to Pine Swamp Branch. Originally, that was the original plan for today, and then I changed my mind, and I was going to go, I think, 24 to Bailey. Got a late start because we wanted to avoid the rain and the thunderstorms. And by the time I got here, I felt really good today for the most part, a little bit of pain, but I'm trying this thing. I ran out of my anti-inflammatory, so I'm trying this thing that everybody's talking about where it's like you basically take max dosages of like Advil or Aleve or something like that for pain and inflammation, over-the-counter medicine for like 2 days straight. And people swear that it'll fix your shins. Anyway, so for the most part, it felt really good. But I got to here around 5:30. I still had 2 hours left, which probably would have been fine. But there's a couple things. One, there's a 1,000-foot climb, which by itself might be okay, but there's all these talks of blowdowns, and people were saying basically the mile before Bailey is an obstacle course. So I decided not to mess with it. I want more miles, which we'll talk about in a minute, but, I just made the decision to get here, eat some food, take it easy, and treat my body nice. The problem I'm having right now is ego. It's all ego. I'm a 48-year-old man in the with the mind of a 18-year-old. Part of me knows that hanging out with a bunch of people younger than me, for a guy like me, just doesn't work. I'm too much of a broken human being to not compare myself to other people. It's one thing when I'm doing better than other people, but which I think we can all relate to that. But when I feel like I'm coming up short, and I have, this leg as an excuse, it just drives me crazy. And sometimes, the things people say to me can get stuck in my head. And it's funny because, somebody said to me today, well, that's not enough for me. I'm going to keep going. And, I took it wrong. I don't think they meant anything by that. And I think about times I've said things similar to that earlier in the trail. And I wonder if people took it the way I took it, I'm just such a sensitive human being. So yeah, today is about being okay with me. And if I'm being completely honest, I've had a lot of negative talk today, a lot of negative self-talk, which tells me I'm not okay with me today. Why? It's a hard thing to just sit with, and to be honest, it's a hard thing to be honest about. This is a difficult thing to admit publicly, but this is a part of my journey, and I got to be honest about that. I want to share that, partially because I'm going to look back at this, and it gives me a different perspective. Hopefully I've learned something by the time I look back at this. But yeah, ego and desire, all these things and attachment, all these things that just bring me out of the here and now, because if I wasn't thinking about, what other people say, or, trying to stick around a certain group or person, today would have been an okay day. Who knows? I do. I just said it. Ego, attachment, desire. So yeah, my only real goal right now is just to get home for my break, and then figure out what to do after that. All right. Good night.